The NBA and the NFL really need to make my book, Stop Simpin', Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, required reading before any player signs with the team. Because it's clear to me the way many of these males are moving in these NFL and NBA streets, these guys really do not know how to conduct themselves like men. Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, 1987. Learn lessons about life and teenage love in the 1980s in this coming-of-age John Haynes story. Get your copy of John Haynes 1987 in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Somebody needs to get Zion Williamson a copy of Stop Simpin' and The Man Crisis, because the way Zion Williamson was moving out here on these streets shows me how much of an amateur he is as related to handling his business as a man. Now, Zion Williamson is a multi-million-dollar NBA player, and sadly, even though he's got millions of dollars as an NBA superstar playing for the New Orleans Pelicans, he's out here playing like he's a child on a Candyland board with a pink card. And that really shows as related to his actions recently, because Zion Williamson and his girlfriend were out here and they just announced that they were having a baby at a gender reveal party, and that's when Zion Williamson's entire world basically got upheaved when porn star Mariah Mills came out here and revealed that Zion Williamson had been having an affair with her. Now, this whole incident basically shows how much of a simp that Zion Williamson is, and his behavior is just like what I talk about in my books, Stop Simpin', Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, as related to the simp paradigm, and it also fits that pattern and profile for beta males that I talk about in my book, The Man Crisis. Because when it comes down to guys who come from single mother households, a lot of times these guys, what they do is they live a double life, and they live a double life because they want to keep their world smooth. What they want to do is go out here and live one way to please mommy that makes the world everything comfortable to her, and they want to live in another place I call the secret world, where they can feel safe about expressing their own natural masculinity and their natural sexuality. And this was something that his stepfather could not see as related to his behavior, because a lot of times a lot of these beta males start building up these kind of issues because there's no natural biological father there to teach them to be secure in their own manhood and secure in their own natural masculinity. And with boys like Zion Williamson, as they're growing up to become men, they learn to be afraid to be the man that they were born to be. They're afraid to be secure in their manhood and their masculinity and their masculine sexuality. So what they do is they try to separate their worlds, and that's what Zion Williamson was doing as related to his relationships. He would be the ideal man to his girlfriend, and he would go out here and be this good man on the outside as this NBA player who was making lots of money and living the good life. But then he would go out here and have a relationship in the secret world, where he would go out here and get involved with this porn star. And as he was getting involved with this porn star, what he was doing was going to a place where he felt safe about expressing his natural masculinity and his natural sexuality. So a lot of times with these beta males, again, they live double lives, and oftentimes what they will do is again have a life with their girlfriend where everything looks nice, sweet, and idyllic, but they will go out here and live that life in the secret world. And in that secret world, they participate in a spectrum of sexually troubling behaviors and even deviant sexual behaviors. It will be anything ranging from having a stack of pornography and pornographic videos to them going out here and frequenting women like porn stars and prostitutes, because a porn star and a prostitute are the exact same thing, except a prostitute does their sex acts in private, whereas a porn star is paid to perform sex acts in public. So what Zion Williamson was doing was he possibly saw this woman as in many adult films and decided to go out here and get involved with her. And as he got involved with her, what happened was this woman's hypergamy kicked in. She got caught up in a fantasy about having a relationship with Zion Williamson. And as she got caught up in that delusion, what happened was she saw the announcement of Zion Williamson going out here talking about having his first child with his girlfriend, and this is what triggered her to become jealous, because she thought she would be able to go out here and have a relationship with Zion Williamson. She thought that Zion Williamson was going to go out here and elevate her to a high social status by going out here and having a relationship with her. However, what this porn star Mariah Mills didn't understand is that when you are a porn star, basically you are a prostitute, and many of these guys who you're getting, these beta males you're getting involved with, basically see any sort of thing that they do with you is a business transaction in the secret world. And because they see it as a business transaction in the secret world, they are not looking to have any relationship with you outside of business. However, Mariah Mills basically was jealous of Zion Williamson going out here and having this relationship with his girlfriend, him going out here and having that nice life, and jealous of him giving her the successful relationship she actually wanted. And what she wanted to do was go out here and be the crab in a barrel that would tear down everything as related to Zion Williamson's relationship with his girlfriend, destroy his life. And this is all because Zion Williamson decided he wanted to enter the secret world. And again, this was what happens to many beta males. What happens to many beta males is that because they want to have two separate worlds, eventually those two worlds wind up colliding. And as those worlds collide, what happens is their entire life winds up getting destroyed in the process. And this is what's happening to Zion Williamson right now. Even though he's a $100+ million NBA player, his whole life is being upheaved, and it's all being upheaved because he didn't know how to be a man, and he didn't know how to navigate life as a man, because he was never taught how the male life skills about being able to understand how to accept your own natural masculinity and your own natural male sexuality. What Zion Williamson did, again, was go into the secret world in order for him to feel like he could be the man he wanted to be sexually. And he went out here, got involved with this porn star he possibly saw in pornographic films, and felt like it was a safe space for him to go out here and express himself sexually the way he couldn't do with his wife. Because a lot of times with these beta males, there are things that they won't do with their wives because they feel it will optically look bad, and because they believe that these sex acts and sexual behaviors would optically look bad if they were known about in public as related to his personal life with his girlfriend or his wife. Instead, what he does is tries to hide these behaviors that he participates in the secret world. And as he's in the secret world, what he wants to do is go out here and be in a safe space with a person who he creates a covert contract with, that they won't reveal his secret desires to participate in these sometimes deviant sex acts or these disturbing sex acts. So they go to the mistress or the prostitute or the porn star, if they have the money, to be able to do the things with women that they could not do with their wives, because those things would be uncomfortable or quite troubling. Again, this is what happens when you have beta males, again, in relationships with women. They have two kinds of women they like to get involved with. They usually have the woman that they want to have the ideal life with, and they create a world where they put her on a pedestal. And then they have the world with the women who they see as sexual objects. And again, this is not good because you're not seeing a complete person. You only see people as objects that you have as in your fantasies, and you don't see real people as they are. And that's the life that Zion Williamson was leading in this scandal that has been emerging. What's happening with Zion Williamson is like what the business talked about, alpha money and beta brains. But this is something I have seen for years, from my years of research, writing books like Stop Simping and books like The Man Crisis. Zion Williamson basically is a man in crisis, and he's a man in crisis because he's had issues, again, as related to being a naturally masculine man, and that comes from, again, being raised in a household with a single mother who went out here and got a substitute man, a stepfather, but getting that stepfather was no replacement for an actual father, because we see that Zion Williamson has fallen into the same pit that many beta males wind up falling into, because with many beta males out here, they wind up falling into this abyss because, again, they have been taught from an early age to be ashamed of their manhood, be ashamed of their natural masculinity, and ashamed to be a man overall. So they go out here looking to be the good guy on the outside, the guy who's going to treat his girlfriend right, the guy who's going to do everything good for his girlfriend. However, he's afraid to, again, be that natural man who expresses his natural masculinity. No, he suppresses it and goes into the secret world. And as he's in the secret world, this is where he's out here looking to go out here and get involved with a porn star, because this guy had to know that this woman was an adult film star, but he still wanted to get involved with her. And with him getting involved with an adult film star, what he was doing was going out here thinking, oh, I'll have this adult film star on the side. I'll have this adult film star to do the things I can't do with my girlfriend. I'll get with this adult film star, and she'll sort of be like a side piece, and she'll just be on call. But what happened was the adult film star saw the success of Zion Williamson, wanted to get a bit of his fame and a bit of his clout, and she saw that since she couldn't get it as a side piece, what she did was, when she saw him announce that he was having a baby, that's when her jealousy kicked in. And her jealousy kicked in because she knew as a porn star she would never be able to get a successful relationship the way his girlfriend Akima did. His girlfriend Akima was on her way to getting some of that success. She didn't get the full success, because the full success for a woman, the full goal, is marriage, because a married woman is considered to be the ultimate form of success. But at Baby Mama, she had gotten a nice consolation prize from Zion Williamson, who again was moving very sloppy in these streets. Now, Zion Williamson basically was moving sloppy in these streets because he did not have a father there to teach him how to navigate and move in these streets and how to operate as a man. Because the way a man operates in these streets out here is he builds his home with a wife, and he builds his home with a wife to ensure that his children are legitimate, his children are under his authority, and his house is under the order of the Most High God, his son, and he's in a place as a responsible steward. But Zion Williamson didn't know what stewardship is. He doesn't know what it means to be a responsible steward. And what we have here is a male who is moving out here very sloppy, and he's moving real sloppy because he never understood what it meant to be a man of God, and understood that a man of God doesn't move like this. No, again, a man of God goes out here and is looking to serve the Most High, 1. 2, he wants to make sure that his house is in order, where he is the head of his household, his wife is under his authority, and his children are under hers, and they are following the Most High. That is what a man aspires to have. But when you have a beta male, he doesn't understand what the structure of God's order is, 1. even though this guy says he was serving God, he doesn't understand that as a part of his order, you want your house in order. And two, you want him to go out here and make sure that you're moving in a way that follows the Most High. So this guy really, again, was moving real sloppy. He was moving the way many beta males move. And many beta males, when they're out here moving, they're very, very sloppy. Again, they live a very fragmented life because they have their ideal life as a man out here where everything looks like it's in place in a smooth world, but everything is a mess because he's got he's got his kids illegitimate, he's got his girlfriend living away from him, and he's not having a legit family, and he's out here having women on the side, not in a polygynous way like Ringo talks about, where the women are wives. What he's having are these women and like a whoremonger male, and as he's out here acting like a whoremonger male, he's out here basically looking to go out here to have prostitutes and smash and dash and have this wife. And again, this is moving real sloppy. And when you move sloppy, what happens is you go out here and make a mess of your life. And that's what Zion Williamson has done, because even though he's got $100+ million as related to his NBA contract, he's still moving like a Pookie, just like Ja Morant. And it shows me that what we have in the NBA are a group of men in crisis who do not know how to move like men. And we really need, this is why the late David Carroll made the point that you need to go get guys who have fathers in their lives, because a stepfather just ain't gonna cut it. And a stepfather ain't gonna cut it because I look at guys like this out here, Ja Morant and this Zion Williamson, and it shows me the ineffectiveness of beta males, fathers, and beta male stepfathers. No, you need a man out here who can go out here and teach a boy the male life skills he needs, because at 22, this guy has basically messed up real bad, and he's messed up real bad, and he doesn't know the mistakes he's making because there's no man to teach him how to be a man, and no man taught him how to be a man. And again, just shows that, because back in the 80s, you had a lot of people who thought money could make a guy into a man. But what we see is what I talked about in my book, Stop Simping. A lame with $1 million is still a lame, and a beta male with $1 million is going to go out here and make beta moves, because a beta male, yes, he may have alpha money, but he's going to have beta brains like the business talked about. And when you have beta brains, what happens is you go out here and make the same mistakes that Pookie makes as related to women, because you don't understand your role as a man, you don't understand your status as a man, you don't understand your responsibilities as a man, and you start moving out here real sloppy. And again, getting involved with porn stars is sloppy. Even anybody who goes out here and gets involved with a porn star, you're moving real sloppy, because again, many of these guys, they see the porn stars in the movies, they caught up in their fantasies as related to these women. But the reality is, like I talk about in my book, Stop Simping in Cyberspace, most of your porn stars are usually just strippers and prostitutes, and this is just another gig. When they do the porn, it's just another prostitution gig, because they're paid prostitutes, and they're paid to have sex either on it with a John as an escort, or they're paid to have sex on camera, or they go out here and dance and then find clients to go out here and have sex with. That's the job of a stripper. Again, it's just a prostitute overall, and the whole life is prostitution. And again, if you're a black man who's supposed to be on his way, you're not even supposed to be in these places with these women of the night. But you have guys like Zion Williamson going out here being in these places because simps want to go out here and they look for the easiest women. Simps go out here looking to get attention from the easiest women, and they go to places where the easiest women are, and they put themselves in the path of these predators, and then they go out here and try to make themselves out to be victims. as they're preyed upon by these predators, when it's an actual reciprocal relationship. Because here we have a guy, again, getting involved with a porn star who was basically, again, prostitute on film. And as he gets involved with this prostitute on film, what he does is tries to make it like he's a victim, but you're not a victim, again, as related to things, because you went out here and willingly went after this woman, if these allegations are true, and you did this. And again, it just shows what happens when you deal with beta males. Again, the double life that these men live. These men, their whole world, they make it look like, oh, I'm the good guy, I'm the nice guy, I'm the ideal. But in reality, they are like sepulchres. They're clean on the outside, but they're filled with a lot of dead men's bones. And that's what is happening here with Zion Williamson. We're finding out that this sepulcher is filled with dead men's bones, and he's been out there putting the carbon rod into the taste of the atomic waste and getting into the skeleton bones with this porn star. And again, this is something that, again, is par for the course with the beta male. Again, beta males, they invest their time trying to go out here and chase easy women, and then they get upset when they have a hard life. And what's happening here with Zion Williamson is what happens is when there's no man to sit there and teach you how to be a man, you wind up raising a boy who, no matter how much success he gets, winds up on the road to becoming a man in crisis. Now, if you want to learn more about what leads to rich men like Zion Williamson becoming in situations like this, you can pick up my book, The Man Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find The Man Crisis at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. And if you want to learn how to break out of the paradigm that Zion Williamson got into, or how to avoid getting involved with predatory women like this, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, a best-selling, critically acclaimed book. You can find that book on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find Stop Simping at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. And if you want to see me continue to make videos and to be able to stay on the air, you can send a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. The Man Crisis. Learn why so many men are struggling to find their way in an increasingly gynocentric world in The Man Crisis. Get your copy of The Man Crisis in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.